A long, long time ago, the world was not the way we know it today. People had forgotten about kindness. They had turned away from God, choosing violence, greed, and evil. The earth was filled with corruption, and it broke God's heart to see the world so dark. But among all the people, there was one man who stood out. His name was Noah. Noah was different. He lived a life of honesty, faith, and obedience. When everyone else went their own way, Noah still walked with God. One day, God spoke to Noah. He told him that because of the world's corruption, a great flood would come to wash away all the evil. It would be a flood unlike anything the earth had ever seen. But God didn't leave Noah without hope. He gave him a plan, an assignment. Noah, build an ark. This wasn't just a little boat. The ark was to be massive, longer than a football field, wide enough to carry many creatures, and strong enough to survive raging waters. God gave Noah exact instructions: what kind of wood to use, how to build each level, and even where to place the door and window. To others, it must have looked strange. Imagine a man, miles away from the sea, building a giant ship on dry land. Neighbors probably laughed. People may have mocked him. But Noah kept building. Why? Because he trusted God. Once the ark was finished, something incredible happened. Animals began to arrive, pairs of them, just as God had said. 2 lions, 2 elephants, 2 giraffes, 2 birds of every kind. Some came in 7s, the ones that would later be used for food and sacrifice. It must have been a sight to see. Creatures from every corner of the earth walking, flying, and crawling into the ark, guided by God's hand. And through it all, Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives prepared to enter as well. Then, the day came. Dark clouds filled the sky. The first drops of rain began to fall. For 7 days, Noah and his family waited inside the ark with all the animals. Then the heavens opened. Water poured down like never before. Fountains burst from beneath the earth. The rain didn't stop for 40 days and 40 nights. Rivers overflowed. Mountains disappeared beneath the waves. Everything on land was swept away. But inside the ark, Noah and his family were safe. The great ship rose and floated above the waters, carrying life through the storm. For months, the flood covered the earth. Then slowly, the waters began to recede. The ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Noah sent out a raven, and later a dove, to see if the land was dry. The first time, the dove found no place to land and returned. A week later, Noah tried again. This time, the dove brought back an olive branch in its beak. It was a sign of hope. Life was returning. When Noah sent the dove once more, it didn't come back. The land was ready. Finally, God told Noah and his family to come out of the ark. The animals rushed out into the world, free to roam and multiply again. The earth had been given a fresh start. The very first thing Noah did was build an altar to thank God. He offered sacrifices of gratitude, and God received them with favor. Then God made a promise, a covenant. He said he would never again destroy the earth with a flood. And as a sign of this promise, God placed a rainbow in the sky. Every time we see a rainbow, it's a reminder of that covenant. God's mercy and faithfulness. The story of Noah's Ark isn't just about a flood. It's about trust. It's about listening to God, even when others don't understand. It's about hope after judgment and the promise of new beginnings. Through Noah's obedience, life was preserved. And through God's mercy, the world was given a second chance. So when you hear the story of Noah's Ark, don't just picture the animals marching 2 by 2. Remember the bigger message. Even when the world feels dark and broken, faith and obedience can bring safety, hope, and a fresh start.